Hi, everybody. We had a question on the class last week about how to clean your mats and re-stick your mats. So I thought I'd just make a little video about just doing that. So you need a few things to do that. This is my mat that needs to be restuck. You can see that it is pretty not sticky because this plastic sheet doesn't even close to sticking to it. So it needs to be cleaned and restuck. I need some baby wipes because I want to clean my mat. These baby wipes are alcohol-free and aloe-free. These are very inexpensive baby wipes. I buy these by these little packages at the Dollar Tree. They seem to work real well, and they are inexpensive. I like to keep them in a little box because these little baggies don't close too well, and then they like to dry out on me before I get them used up. So I always like to keep them in a little box too. So we're going to need some baby wipes. We also need to stick the mat, put the sticky on the mat. We need some painter's tape. And there's also this glue pen that I use, and it's called Zig two-way glue pen. It's a real big one and has a real big tip on it. Open it up so you can see it. It's about an inch. And I get these at Hobby Lobby. I think Michael's has them. And they are by EZ Tools. It's kind of like in a yellow and white package. But they say Zig two-way glue pen on. So that's what I use to stick my mat. And then I'm also, at the end of the video, I've got some blades over here, some blade holders, and I'm going to show you how to clean your blades, because you do need to check your blades because they get like little pieces of vinyl and fabrics and stuff on the tips, and then they won't cut well. So you do need to do that as well. So I'm going to put these aside for a minute, and we're going to talk about the mat first. So the first thing I do when my mat starts getting not very sticky like this is I like to use a baby wipe. So for a while, I just clean them with my baby wipe. And they will sticky back up again, and they'll be fine. I have to get this open here. So I'll take a baby wipe, and I'm just going to give it a good cleaning with that. And for a while, this will work. I can do this several times, and then it will really be tacky again. I clean it real well and get all the, in my case, I always have cat hair on everything. You can see the baby wipe got pretty dirty, and might have to use another one because this one was kind of dirty. So we'll use another one, clean it off. And then what I do is I let it sit and dry completely, and then I'll just start using it again just like it was new. There will be a time when that just will no longer work, and this one's at that point. That this was a relatively new mat, and I've cleaned it several times, and I know that I'm going to need to restick this one. So you can see that my baby wipe, even the second one's fairly dirty. So that's how I restick them when they're fairly new. I'll do that several times, and then they tacky up well, and they will dry. This will get dry, and it's already much stickier than it was. You can see my hands kind of sticking on it, but it is still not very sticky. So when that happens, I know it's time to use the glue pen on it. So I'll close these up. And when I go to do the actual glue pen on here, I want to make sure this is good and dry, so it's getting just about dry. But what I like to do is I don't want any glue on the outside, like where the black line is. I don't want any glue to go past there because then it might get on my wheels. So what I do is I take my painter's tape, and I'm going to put the painter's tape right along the inside of that black edge so that it covers up everything on the outside. So let's turn this so you can see it. And I put the tape on here so that I'm a little messy when I do this, so I don't always state color in the lines like I was supposed to. So I always put this tape on, and it keeps the sticky from getting where my wheels are. So we'll put this all the way around. And then this was actually a low tack mat, so I'm not going to get too excited with the glue on this one because I want it to be not quite as tacky as my normal one. My normal one, I tried to make it a little tackier, but I will be a little more careful with the glue on this one because I want it to be a little less tacky. So these little pens, they have glue down in here, and so I'm going to shake it so that it is well mixed. And then I'm going to take this top off. And then I am going to start painting my mat. And so there's about 1 inch, marks on here. So I just kind of take, it's about 3/4 of an inch. So I just kind of paint it and I follow the lines and I can see where it is. It's a very light blue. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but you'll be able to see it. So I just paint about 2 swatches in each 1 inch area. And I paint all the way down. So you can see I'm a little messy over here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Can you see how that's kind of gone off the edge there? That's why I put the tape down, because I'm not very clean with glue. But this is the best way I've found to stick the mats because it's very clean. You don't have spray. Some people use spray adhesive on them. I'm not a big sprayer. I don't like to spray stuff like that in my house. I'm kind of allergic to stuff like that. And this is very neat. And then what I do is I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to let it dry completely, and then I will remove the tape. So we'll do that in a second while this is drying, and I'll show you how much tackier it is. Put my lid back on my glue pen here. Okay. I'm going to show you a little bit about your blades, because a lot of people don't realize your blades do come apart, and you need to, I've got 2 blades here. I'll set this one back. I've got 2 blades here. This is the blade for the older machines, the one that you had to set. So I've got the little cap on the end. I kept one of these because I use this blade every now and then. It can be used in the new machine, even though it has an auto blade. You can set your own blade if you want. So that's what this one is. So this is one of the standard blades. To take this apart, this little thing, whoops, it's going to roll up on the floor. This little thing will roll or screws off all the way. Okay, and then there's the blade right there. Now you want to be a little careful, these things are sharp, so I'm going to grab a hold of it and pull it out. And I'm just going to make sure, I'm just going to kind of touch it on my finger. I've also used like Q-tips, but if you're just a little careful, you can just kind of go like that and make sure with your fingers that there's no pieces of like leftover vinyl or anything stuck, or like pieces of fabric stuck on the tips of your blade, because that really causes a lot of problems with the cutting. To put it back in, there's a little hole there and there's a little magnet in this, and it's just going to drop it down in there. The other thing I want to clean out is this is the bottom part of the blade holder, and there's a little hole down there. You can probably see it. You want to make sure there's no obstructions in that hole. That's the other place you might get a buildup of like vinyl or anything like that. So I clean my blades pretty regularly. Most of the time I can just blow with I'll just take my mouth and blow air into it. But every now and then I'll have a piece of vinyl or something stuck in this little hole, and I'll just take like a toothpick and take it out. So you'll be able to see it. Now there wasn't anything in this one, but the toothpick works real well. I didn't happen to bring toothpicks over before I started this video. So I'll take a little toothpick if I see something stuck, because sometimes that vinyl has a tacky on it and it'll get stuck in the hole. Then on these blades, again, these are the ones for the older ones, the ones you set, you're going to screw this little bottom part back on all the way. So screw it all the way until it's tight. The blade's going to be sticking out the end. Let's see if you can see it. If I get it close enough and hold it still, should be able to see the blade. And then I'm going to turn it back. There's all those numbers on here. I've got it all the way tight, and now I'm going to turn it back to 0, which is the line below 1. And then my blade is set, and then I can move it up to like 2 or 4, wherever I need it from there. But I like to make sure that my blade is completely set after taking it apart. Okay, so there's cleaning of this is the standard blade for the older machines. Then This is the auto blade that comes into the new DX machines. And again, this one comes apart the same way. I'm going to turn this to the left, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Remember that. And I'm going to pull this blade out, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now, this blade is a little bit longer than the other blade. So I kind of pull it out, and I check the edges. And just be careful you don't cut yourself, because there's a little bit more of an angle on this one. And I just kind of check it with my fingers to make sure there's nothing stuck on it. Then I'm going to go ahead and put it back in like that, and it drops back in. There's a little magnet in this one too. Then I'll do the same thing with this. I check down inside to make sure there's no obstructions in the hole, and sometimes I'll blow into it to make sure there's nothing or lint stuck in there. The fabric, when I cut fabric, sometimes I'll get some lint, little pieces of string or lint in there. All right. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to put it back on and screw it back on. And this one you do screw tight, and you do not have to move it, because this one adjusts itself. So this tip, as you can see, moves in and out up here. So that's the difference in the blades. All right. So that's how you do need to be watching your blades and open them up occasionally and look at them, especially if something doesn't seem to be cutting properly. Go ahead and open them up and clean them out just to make sure there's nothing, because sometimes it's not the blade is dull, there's just something obstructing this blade from coming out of the little hole at the end. Okay? So let's see now. I'm going to put this little cover on the back of this one. These little covers are nice. I like to keep them. That covers that end up. Let's go back and see if our mat is dry. So I can tell if I put my hand on here, feels pretty good. And like I said, I didn't make this one quite as sticky as I normally do, but it is dry now. And you can probably hear it when my hand pulls up. So it feels nice and tacky again. And now I'm going to pull my tape off. And I knew this one was really needing to be restuck because the plastic sheet would no longer stay on it. So then I know it's definitely time for a resticking. So, all right, pull that off of there. Now let's see if our plastic sheet stays on now. Got that over here. Lay this down. And look at there. So see now, it actually stays on there and doesn't come right up back off again. So that mat is ready to be used again. I did go a little light on the glue on this one because I wanted it to be a low tack. The other one I might go paint over it a couple times to give it a good tack for the standard mat. So that is the mat, resticking and cleaning. Go get yourself some baby wipes. That keeps your mats really clean. And get one of these glue pens. Like I said, I get these at Hobby Lobby mostly. They're back with the scrapbooking glues. And the package is like yellow and white, and it says Easy Tools on it. I don't have a package anymore. I must have thrown it away. I couldn't find it. So that is the glue, the Zig 2-way glue pen that I use. So if you have any questions, make sure you message me or email me, janshieldsewing@gmail.com. jsdolls103@gmail.com, whichever one you want, or you can message me through Messenger. Thank you very much, and hopefully this helps you keep your mats clean, restuck, and also keep your blades clean. Thanks.